Please be seated. It is my pleasure to welcome you to East Tennessee State University for our commencement ceremony. We are gathered this afternoon to celebrate both an ending and a beginning, the culmination of years of work by the students who sit before us, and the promise for a better future because of their achievements. This ceremony also celebrates the efforts of family members and friends, as well as university faculty and staff who have been a part of the lives of the students before us. I welcome all of you for this important occasion as we confer these degrees that are symbolic of academic and personal achievement. It is always my pleasure at this point in the commencement program to present the President of East Tennessee State University. That pleasure is tempered today by recognition that the commencement ceremonies this morning and this afternoon represent the last in which Dr. Paul E. Stanton, Jr., our university's distinguished 8th president, will confer degrees and shake the hands of our newest graduates. President Stanton will be retiring as president of the university in January. Those of you who cross this stage to receive your degrees together will shake the hand of a distinguished leader whose name will forever be writ large in the history of this university and of higher education in Tennessee. And now, Dr. Paul E. Stanton, Jr., President of East Tennessee State University, will come to the podium to introduce our commencement speaker. Dr. Stanton.
Thank you, Dr. Bach. Good afternoon and welcome. Many people helped plant ETSU's year-long centennial celebration. The planning created the 100th year celebration with the theme Partnerships, Promise, and Hope. One of the people who worked the hardest to make that year so successful is our guest speaker today. Dr. Willeen Paxton arrived on this campus 48 years ago. She began in 1963 as the Dean of Women and was responsible for supervising women, students, housing, campus sororities, women's honor societies, establishing and decorating new residence halls, and arranging dances, major concerts, and other activities. Dr. Paxton left ETSU just long enough to earn a doctoral degree in counselor education at Indiana University. After her return to campus, she established ETSU's Counseling Center and served as the center's founding director. Since her retirement from ETSU in 1993, she served as a distinguished President's Trust Society. She's filled the position of Secretary, Vice President, as well as President of the ETSU Retirees Association, the most active faculty staff retirement organization in Tennessee. In 2007, our speaker created and funded the Paxton Lectureship on Civic Engagement, which brings authors and educators to campus for the benefit of students, staff, faculty, and the community. Her constant presence on the ETSU campus has been personally gratifying to me and a source of enrichment for generations of ETSU folks. Please join me in welcoming ETSU retirees, Centennial Steering Committee member, and true ETS friend, Dr. Willeen Paxton.
Thank you, Dr. Stanton. Dr. Stanton, distinguished guests, faculty, administration, but most of all, I speak to you graduates. Today is the day you have finished all the requirements for your degree and can begin to use the knowledge you have gained to make a difference. It is a day of success and achievement. And now you can begin another dream. As the old song goes, you gotta have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna have a dream come true? You have learned, now apply the knowledge to make the world a better place. Let's start at the beginning. How did you get here? Who helped you along the way? First were your parents. I know Dr. Stanton usually introduces the parents, but I came first and didn't realize it until the last meeting. But anyway, I want, if you were a parent or a wife or a husband or a child or any other relative of one of the graduates, wave your hand now. And now I want you to look for the one that belongs to you or the several that belong to you. Let's applaud them. Your parents gave you life. Think of what you could do when they got you, and look at what you can do now. Think of what you know now. Your parents are responsible for a lot of it. Parents, remember how happy you were when your children took their first step or first said, Mommy or Daddy. You parents taught them the basics, that a cow says moo and a lamb says baa. You taught them the colors, how to count, the days of the week, how to tie their shoes, and all the rest. But most important, you gave them language, which is the basic building block of learning. Even more important, you taught them right from wrong, how to share, that it is important to play by the rules. You taught them how to be less selfish and to be less self-centered. You helped them learn how to deal with others, when to accept and when to stand up for yourself. You encouraged them when they got hurt, kissed away minor pains, and you helped them to learn responsibility for what they did. You taught them to play games so that they could learn to be a good winner and a good loser. You taught them to delay gratification and that it's okay to have money and not spend it all. Your children learned that no one can win every time and to be loyal to their friends and to the family. You know the rest. You parents civilized them and helped them learn to cooperate and get along with other people. Graduates, don't ever forget what your parents have done. Keep them informed of what you're doing now and realize that they are a very important part of your life. Then, hard as it was, your parents took you to school where you could learn even more, or perhaps some taught you at home. Graduates, please try to think of your favorite teachers or faculty members. What did they do for you? Think about sending them a note or an email. I guarantee they would appreciate it. Alexander the Great said that his parents gave him life, but his teachers taught him how to live. They certainly did broaden your perspective. They challenged you to grow, to learn, to work together, to respect authority, and to have empathy for those even while you were competing against them. They alternated between challenge and support and made you get out of your comfort zone and try new ideas. It was at school where you learned that life is not just one big success after another. You probably learned more from your mistakes and your failures than you did from the things that you got right. I can still remember questions that I answered incorrectly on big tests, but none of the questions that I got right. We all have to learn to fall forward and to keep on keeping on even when things get tough. I hope you've learned to love ETSU. Do you know about Bess Cooper? She is the oldest living person in the whole world. She graduated from East Tennessee Normal School in 1916, just 5 years after its founding, and she is still alert at age 115. Bess Cooper wore her class ring until she was 112 years old, and her hands began to swell, and it was important to take the ring off. People from ETSU took her a new ring, and the family donated that precious symbol of loyalty and unequaled love to this institution so that it can be displayed in Reese Museum. You ought to go by and see it. I have. Even though all the markings are worn away, it is a beautiful example of love and loyalty. She loved the normal school so much that she named one of her sons for its first president, Sidney Gilbreth. You may be thinking of how you could honor ETSU as time goes by. As he approaches retirement, I expect that Dr. Stanton would be pleased to have babies named Paul or Paulette or Pauline. Think about it. Be a nice way to honor him. I hope, too, that you took advantage of all the services at ETSU. Not only could you learn a lot in class, but you could perhaps learn even more outside of class from the service learning projects like organizing groups to build homes for Habitat for Humanity. ETSU has built 5 in the last 5 years, 1 each year. It was in the paper this week. You could learn from tutoring children for such organizations as Coalition for Kids. Training prepares people for the expected, and education prepares them for the unexpected, and much of that is outside the classroom. I hope you participated or supported our athletic teams, wrote or helped publish the newspaper, learned to be a good leader or a good follower in one of the myriad of campus organizations. I hope your horizons were broadened through hearing, singing, or playing various forms of music, acting in or attending plays, seeing various forms of art, and all the rest. You may have learned organizational skills and basic human relations as a residence hall assistant. In fact, it's been said that if you can be a good resident hall assistant, you could run General Electric. Do keep in touch with those who gave you these opportunities. Well, who else helped you in your journey through ETSU? We have a remarkable administration here. Dr. Stanton often says that graduation day is his favorite time. Do you realize that today he will award his 31,000th diploma as ETSU's president? Each one of those graduates, yes, let's give him a hand. Please do. Each one of those graduates affects the life of others, and they in turn affect others and others, and the beat goes on and on like ripples in a pond. All of us were fortunate to have him and his team running the institution in the last few years. They got us through some tough economic times without a single faculty or staff member losing a job. Quite a different accomplishment from some of our fellow institutions and fellow businesses in the area. Even more remarkable, with his team, he transformed ETSU into a major research institution. Just today, on ETSU's website, is the story of Dr. Gao, a pioneer in the use of patient stem cells to repair damages to the heart. This and other research will lengthen many, many lives in the future. Students can now study for a doctorate in one of 13 different fields. I expect that we may have a school of dentistry within the next few years. You and I will need to help. Please plan now to donate regularly to ETSU. I know that right now you and your parents feel like you've bought the place, but you really haven't. Keep in touch. Read your alumni magazine. Send articles about what you're doing. Come to homecoming, ball games, plays, musical performances, and other events on campus. Keep on being a part of ETSU and all of us. We're stronger if everyone lends a hand. Well, we've looked at your parents and family, your teachers and professors, and the administration. Now let's get down to the real person that put you here today. You graduates are the one who did the work. What was it you did to get to graduate? As Woody Allen says, a large part of success depends on showing up. You showed up in the rain, in the snow, and even when you would have preferred to roll over and sleep for another hour or two. You did the work. Many of you worked and supported your families or children while attending classes and making time to study. You realize that to get ahead, you need an education. All of us borrow money to pay for houses, cars, washing machines, stoves, refrigerators, and the like. All of those things eventually wear out and have to be replaced. Borrowing money for an education is different. You may need additional courses or additional learning, certainly in the future, but an education doesn't wear out and pays you back handsomely. The latest figures available from 2008 show median incomes for all ages by sex. These are not beginning salaries. These are for all people working in various fields. That means that half the incomes are above and half are below these figures. With a high school diploma or equivalency, men's median salaries were about $43,000. The median income of men with bachelor's degrees was about $82,000, almost twice as much. With master's degrees, median salaries were about $90,000. With professional degrees, about $167,000, and with doctorates, about $130,000. Women's earnings continue to lag behind. We all need to help see that equal work means equal pay. Even more important than the tangible reward of higher education, you become a different person with a college degree. You've learned to listen, to work in groups, to build trust in your team and your leadership, and to empower others to accomplish goals. You feel more competent with a college degree. You are more competent with a college degree. It's been said that choices define who we are, but our loves define who we will become. Therefore, choose integrity, honesty, hard work, empathy for others, kindness, generosity in things and in spirit. Employers want to hire those who can communicate effectively, have the ability to think critically and analytically, and who can solve complex problems. You are ready to do all those things. Begin with your first job to save money. Start with about 5% of your paycheck. That's only a nickel out of every dollar. Add to that percentage as time goes by. It is the length of time that you save that makes the difference. With good investments, you can retire a millionaire. Choose wisely how to spend your time and those with whom you spend it. You'll think of other choices. Choose wisely and well. Our loves define who we will become. Choose your spouse carefully. Love him or her dearly. Try to choose someone you not only feel passionate about, but one that you like, admire, and respect. You will love them even more over time. Love your family. Love your church, your children, your university. Love to learn. Love to help others. Love your job or try to find one that you can love. Love yourself. Love wisely and well. And become one of those who helps others to achieve their goals. You'll find it thrilling to see how those you help grow and develop. And it is a thrill to see what becomes of them. I had a young man here, he and his wife came. There was one that I helped just a little bit. He thought it was a lot. But he was here this morning, and it was a thrill to see him again. He even mentioned that I had talked with him about this dream business. You remember I said in the beginning, you got to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how are you going to have a dream come true? Here is your last homework assignment, at least for now. List the things that you hope your life will contain. You need to have something to work toward. There should be many categories. Some of you might be family, love, marriage, children, career, success, service to others, finding the cure for cancer, spiritual growth, intellectual advancement, adventure, fun, travel, good health, fitness, fame, wealth. You can think of many others, but try to think of categories that you want to work toward and write them down so that you won't forget. They need to be things that you really want. Keep the list on your computer or put it on paper put it in the sock drawer and look at it about once a month. Then begin to work toward your dreams. They will not automatically come to you. Most highly successful people will tell you that they work harder than other people. You may well need to make changes in some of your routines and work in small steps toward your larger goal. When one dream comes true, and it will, celebrate and choose another goal. Your life will be what you make it. It's your time now. Get ready to make a difference. You can do it. Congratulations, and my best wishes always.
That was beautiful. Well, I welcome everyone to our campus, and I extend special greetings and congratulations to the class of 2011. I'd like to thank this class for your efforts, your determination, your academic achievements, culminating in this very special day in which I'll have the opportunity to hand you that diploma. Now, I'm going to sort of echo or repeat something that Dr. Paxton asked you to do. I noticed as you were processing in, you were looking from side to side as to where family and friends might be located, and I think you spotted them. So I'm going to ask the graduates now to stand, face that direction, and give a round of applause. Thank you. Now it's time for us to recognize our faculty. They're seated over here to my right, and I'll ask them to stand, and let's give them a round of applause as well. The platform party this afternoon is also comprised of valued members of the university community. Deans of the various colleges will be introduced shortly and will join in greeting their graduates of their respective colleges. At this time, I'd like to introduce and ask to stand and be recognized other members of the university administration and a distinguished faculty member on the platform with us here today. Those individuals are Dr. Wilsey Bishop, University Chief Operating Officer and Vice President for Health Affairs. Dr. William R. Duncan, Vice Provost for Research and Sponsored Programs. Dr. Tom Schock, 2011-12 Faculty Senate President. Dr. Richard Manahan, Vice President for University Advancement. Dr. David Collins, Vice President for Finance and Administration. Ms. Cheryl Burnett, University Registrar. And Dr. Chris Dula, who carried the mace this morning. Dr. Dula received the Distinguished Faculty Award in Teaching for 2011. At this time, I'd like to also recognize two special folks here on my right. Mr. Dalton Collins, President of ETSU Student Government Association and member of the Alumni Board of Directors. Dalton carried the Alumni Association banner this afternoon. Let's give Dalton a round of applause. And ETSU's First Lady and my wife, Nancy Stanton. We're honored to have on the platform today Mr. Paul Montgomery. Mr. Montgomery is one of my bosses as a member of the Tennessee Board of Regents. He lives in Kingsport, and it's my pleasure to have him come forward now to bring you special greetings from our governing board, the Tennessee Board of Regents. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Dr. Stanton. Good afternoon. And to the members of the class of 2011, your families and loved ones who are present here today, I bring you greetings and say congratulations on behalf of the Regents and the staff members of the Tennessee Board of Regents. We are the sixth largest system of higher education in the nation, with 45 institutions and combined annual enrollment of more than 190,000 students. Being part of ETSU's commencement is something I look forward to each year. Seeing your faces as you cross the stage, the joy, the sense of accomplishment, the excitement is a rewarding experience, but also a humbling one as well, as I'm reminded how receiving a college degree is a privilege not every person in our country is able to realize. Graduates, you are especially blessed today, as the person who will hand you your degree this afternoon is one of the greatest leaders in higher education I've ever known. Anyone who's ever met Dr. Paul Stanton knows that his favorite day of the year is graduation. And today, he confers degrees on this stage for the last time as president of East Tennessee State University. How fortunate and how blessed we are to have had Dr. Stanton lead this institution for the past 15 years. And what a wonderful example he is for you to have as this next journey of your career begins. Thank you, Dr. Stanton, for all that you do. May God bless you, Mrs. Stanton, and your entire family. Now, if you would join me in giving Dr. Stanton a big thank you. Thank you. To all of those seated before me, your future has been and is our greatest investment. Today, we celebrate the past, the hard work, the sacrifices, the refusals to give up that were required for you to be able to reach this day. But as we look ahead to the future, the doors that will be open, the dreams that are possible, and the confidence in knowing that any goal you set is one that can be achieved. Again, on behalf of the Tennessee Board of Regents, congratulations to ETSU Class of 2011. Good luck and Godspeed.
A total of 1,372 degrees are being conferred today. Honors graduates are wearing medallions on special colored ribbons, as indicated on pages 30 through 32 in the program. Those wearing white ribbons are graduating cum laude. That is, they have earned grade point averages of 3.5 to 3.64. Those wearing yellow ribbons are graduating magna cum laude, having earned grade point averages of 3.65 to 3.84. And those wearing blue ribbons are graduating summa cum laude, that is, having earned grade point averages of 3.85 to 4.0. Of the baccalaureate degree recipients today, 99 have attained cum laude distinction, 71 are magna cum laude, and 45 attained summa cum laude, the highest honors. One graduate this afternoon who is graduating in absentia is Anna Marie Lewis of Huntsville, Alabama. Ms. Lewis earned a grade point average of 4.0, a perfect academic record. Let's recognize her. We are extremely proud of our Reserve Officers Training Corps, ROTC, program here at ETSU, and of our students' commitment to service and leadership excellence. Yesterday, we commissioned 2 seniors as second lieutenants in the United States Army, and these new officers graduated this morning. Beyond their academic programs of study, these young men have pursued a very demanding program of leadership development and physical training that has prepared them to now lead our nation's sons and daughters as Army officers. Mr. President, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing curricula offered through the several colleges and schools of East Tennessee State University. They have been recommended to be awarded appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments by all the faculties and by the following: Dr. Gordon Anderson, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Linda Garceau, Dean of the College of Business and Technology. Dr. Rick Osborne, Dean of the School of Continuing Studies and Academic Outreach. Dr. Hal Knight, Dean of the Claudius G. Clemmer College of Education. Dr. Rebecca Piles, Dean of the Honors College. Dr. Wendy Nehring, Dean of the College of Nursing. Dr. Randy Wyckoff, Dean of the College of Public Health. Dr. Nancy Scherer, Dean of the College of Clinical and Rehabilitative Health Sciences. Dr. Jeffrey Beck, Associate Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. Dr. Larry Calhoun, Dean of the Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy. Dr. Ken Olive, Executive Associate Dean of the James H. Quillen College of Medicine. Would candidates for doctoral degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees? The doctoral graduates will be hooded today by the chairs of their dissertation committees. President Stanton, the candidates now standing have completed all requirements for those doctoral degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend you confer the appropriate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer on each of you the doctorate degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you'll please come forward as your name is called, I will be honored to present you with your diploma.
The Doctor of Philosophy, Tana Fleming Gully, hooded by Dr. Joy Wachs. The Doctor of Physical Therapy, Jonathan Douglas Baker. Joshua Daniel Brazelton. Mark C. Bunker. Elizabeth Ann Caldwell. Tracy Garside Dobes. Emily A. Fico. Allison Gardner. Paula Fulford Gordon. Lindsay Jeanette Harris. Jessica Forsyth Henley. Erica Rose Henry. Danielle Mary Himaleski. Mary Elizabeth Hobbs. Whitney Rochelle Jennings. Bonnie Maureen McDonald. James Brandon Moreland. Emily Pace. Deborah S. Phelps. Derek Ryan Pyle. Michael Richard Dwayne Reagan. Kelly Ray. Rachel Roberts. Tyler Dean Stamper. Allison Lee Suits. Winston Joshua Terry. Holly Marie Whitt. Timothy Andrew Wooten.
Would candidates for master's degree please rise for the conferring of degrees? President Stanton, the candidates now standing and some absent with permission have completed all requirements for master's degrees in the School of Graduate Studies. On behalf of the graduate faculty of the university, I recommend you confer the appropriate degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer on each of you the master's degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you'll please come forward as your name is called, I'll be honored to present you your diploma.
Natalie Joanne Aquino. Kyle Gregory Berry. Bobby D. Brandenburg. Leah Marie Conrad. Christopher Allen Dean. Brandy Nicole Forbes. Edgar Shanks Gray II. Joel Thomas Hine. Shelley Renee Jones. Kathy Gail Ledford. Huey Lee. Brian W. Marsh. Lisa Maureen McLean. Amy Marie Duncan Minerick. Jessica Marie Moss. Gregory Benjamin Stone. Romuald Eloge Chuta. Gang Wei. Jesse Alexander Wilkerson. Amanda L. Aubrey. Jessica Lee McCroskey. Whitney Allison Babel. Travis Christopher Brooks. Derek Kyle Bird. Robert Colby Hall. Linda Clement Williams. Donna Faye Lindsay Patty. Christopher Brian Ball. Matthew P. Crum. Cindy Rochelle Holmes. James Michael Johnson. Whitney Charlena Lau. George William Elsie Link. Benjamin Lee McMurray. Joaquin Raventos. Michelle Dawn Armstrong. Jama Gamel Brown. Dorothy Sue Chapman. Barbara Jo Hayes. Joyce L. Henson. Amy Nicole Jarrett. Sharon Livon Salyer Jesse. Allison Lee Langrel. Melissa Vaughn Lane. Tara Lee Looney. Claudia Gabriela Lopez. Michaela Blake Main. Martha Kate McKemmy. Ashley Cantwell Overbay. Angela A. Phillips. Matthew Prazak. Kimberly H. Qualls. Carol Bernice Sanders. Michelle D. Snodgrass. Terry L. South. Jennifer Ann Wilkerson.
Would candidates for baccalaureate degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees? President Stanton, the candidates now standing and some absent with permission have completed all requirements for baccalaureate degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend you confer the appropriate degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer on each of you the baccalaureate degree to which you're entitled, with all the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you'll please come forward as your name is called, I will be honored to present you your diploma.
Charles Allen Jr. Carter Elizabeth Baker. Alex McLean Beffrey. Joshua Adam Berry. Jordan Michael Blankenship. Matthew Conley Blessing. Brittany Blizzard. Patrick Scott Boatwright. Charles Batoni. Jericho Brown. Jessica Jacqueline Brummett. Ashley Danielle Burris. Brett Thomas Burton. Marcus Vernon Bird. Lindsay Elizabeth Carter. Dennis Carver. Samantha Elizabeth Cawhey. Ryland Chambliss. Lincoln Neal Chandler. Jamie Danielle Charles. Rachel Michelle Clark. Seth William Coffey. Kevin Thomas Cole. Ben Connor. Stacy Nicole Kopic. Samuel Crockett. Thomas Scott Cupp. John Garland Leo Carney. Robert Benson Davenport. Cody Thomas Davis. Joshua Bradley Davis. Trevor Ryan Davis. Ben Edgar DeWitt. Michael John Dodge. Jacob M. Elkins. Seth Elkins. Heather Lee Evans. Matthew Alexander Evans. Nehad Fawzi. Timothy Clay Fillers. William P. Flannery II. Matthew S. Ford. Eric Thorne Fritz. Kelly Roseanne Fry. Xiao Zhou Gao. Pratik Deep Govan. Alexis Ray Gresham. Charles Edward Harbin. Matthew Harmon. Melanie Mobley Hart. Alex Watson Hatcher. Jacob Hathaway. Lindsay Marie Hayes. John Aubrey Hipsher. Rachel Leanne Horton. Rita Leanne Horton. Latasha Danielle Hurt. Haley D. Eisenberg. Ryan D. Jarrett. Spencer Drew Franklin Jarvis. Christopher G. Johnson. Christopher Lynn Johnson. Stephen Nicholas Johnson. Kenneth Lee Jordan, Jr. Jamie Keys. Aaron M. Kimsey. Matthew Philip Larkin. Stephen Blake Lawson. Christopher A. Ledford. James Allen Lichtenhahn. Jeremy L. Lincoln. Liu D. Ryan Foster Lloyd. Alyssa Yvette Long. Jarrett Ringel Lynch. Charles Marcus Lyon. Kevin Brett Manuel. Justin Devon Mashburn. Lori Matherly Dixon. Gareth Tyler McAllister. Abby R. McCauley. Sandra D. McConnell. Matthew McKinney. Lee Ann Michael. Matthew Gideon Miles. Peter J. Mosiran. Samir Sultan Morani. Liam Moskowitz. Nina Mule. Casey Lynn Mullins. Daniel Allen Mutaspaw. Elisa Lynn Newman. Tyler Alexander Nix. Amber Nicole Oakes. Joshua Cameron O'Neill. Corey M. Owens. Colin S. Palmer. Karishma Kiran Parag. Timothy J. Peel. Blake Nicholas Pelton. Thane Andrew Perrin. Hunter Earl Perry. Mark David Persons. Joseph Lynn Powers. Chen Xuan. Guanjing Xu. Joshua Rary. Andrew Kyle Redman. Brenna Laurie Reppert. Jason T. Reynolds. Joseph Sean Reiner. Jordan A. Robinson. Joshua D. Rose. Mercedes Lucinda Salyer. Sarah Louise Samples. Tensel Lee Sandker. Melinda Sawyer. Ricky L. Schultz. Brian A. Schaefer. Rachel Lanai Sheridan. Brian Keith Schrader. Amanda Lee Stewart Smith. John Finley Smith. Jordan Alja Spain. Megan Eliza Stout. Tyler W. Summers, Christopher Sweeney, Andrew R. Taylor, Susan Joy Tesnary, Samuel Walter Thompson II, Nicholas A. Trauma, Derek Christopher Turner, Rasika Priya Venkataraman, Andrew Russell Webb, Laura Waddell, Garrett Robert Williams, Logan Gray Williams, Tyler Eugene Williams, Alyssa Gail Willis, Sean Daniel Wilson, Andrew Parker Woodbury, Scotty Woodleaf, Whitney Ayers Vickers, Tiffany Renee Balcom, Jonathan Eric Bowers, Princess L.D. Brown, Joshua N. Campbell, Bridget Fawn Chandley, Danielle Nicole Chapman, Sandra Jean Johnson Cole, Tyler A. Cosby, Andrew Layton Cox, Cheryl Crow, Michael T. Daniel, Joshua Lee Davis, Loretta Icenogle Edwards, Alicia Emery, Jamie L. Hackney, Eric Lynn Hawk, Grover Shannon Hickman, Jr., Andrew Logan Kerr, Susanna Lee Kulikowski, Chastity Spring Reagan Langman, Sarah E. Lee, Ronald D. Long II, Joshua M. Morlock, Melissa Ashley Murrell, Savannah K. Ortling, Jenny S. Page, Elizabeth Shelton Tipton, Timothy J. Pass, Trezell D. Silvers, Scott Randall Snap, Jr., Jessica Nicole Lynn Stanley, Joel Street, Douglas Terrell, Philip A. Thompson, Jack D. Van Hook, Jr., Katrina Catrice Washington. Carrie Christine Williams. Alicia Wyckoff. Alexis Shipley Zokol. Christopher Carter Chafin. Shauna Leanne DeFries. Deborah Ann Sloan Holbrook. Vanessa Lynn Jones. William D. Smith. Teresa Thornsberry Turner. Miriam Amarachi Akas. Christy Michelle Al-Khatib. Sharon Joyce Anderson. Mary Kathleen Bales. Melissa Marie Barnett. Andrea L. Baxley. Ashley Monte Bishop. Kaylee Victoria Bishop. Brett David Bradley. Lane Morgan Britt. Andrea Lee Page Brooks. Jessica Burnett. Caressa L. Clark. Chelsea Elise Clements. Crystal Nicole Coffey. Amanda Tipton Coffey. Logan Jack Cook. Anna Laura Daniel. Leslie Catherine Dowks. Ashley Dawn Reedy Davis. Kimberly Renee Davis. Christina D. Deakins. Lindsay Danielle Dean. Amanda Diaz. Ashley Lauren Eaton. Sharika Evans. Ben Floyd. Melanie Lee Francisco. Jan Gao. Gay Kirby Gingrich. Brennan Glover. John D. Gregory. Teresa Grooms. Shay Margaret Ann Hall. Jessica Harding. Kara Elise Harrell. Lauren Elizabeth Hajawano. Katie Hawn. Laura Blaine Hensley. Lynn Ashley Hestand. Nathan Robert Hitchcock. Jan Elisa Hubbard. Hannah Celeste Hunter. Taylor Alice Isgrigg. Charlona Beeler Johnson. David Hale Johnson. Audrey K. Jones. Leslie Malhuish Jocelyn. Erica Preston Keene. Abigail Genevieve Keatsman. Larry Charles LeSueur. Travis Zachary Lakin. Leisha Lawrence. Lindsay Grace Linerode. Jessica Ann Long. Kathy Ann Mackey. Spencer Chase Maiden. Laura Swingle Martin. Samantha N. Martin. Christina Nicole McCrae. Sarah Elizabeth McKinney. Kirk McLaughlin. Morgan Renee Meredith. Jennifer Smith Miller. Gina Marie Minks. Lindsay Nevada Myers. Barbara Lee Nave. Jennifer Lynn Norton. Amanda Michelle Oliver. Jiniat Abulaziz Oso. Heather R. Pachorik. Tony Renee Payne. Hannah Louise Perkins. Brittany Marie Poulon. Susan Paulette Presnell. Leslie Harrington Raby. Jonathan Lawrence Rainey. Christy Ann Reining. Tabitha Sue Miller Rochelle. Jason L. Rockwell. Lindsay Brooke Rosenthal. Catherine Lynn Schaffner. Alexandria Nicole Shoemaker. Brooke Leanna Self. Catherine Taylor Sellers. Micah Salou. Christina Yvonne Smith. Connie Michelle Smith. McKendra Ray Smithson. Jeanette Louise White Statzer. Sarah Elizabeth Strom. Megan Christina Stewart. Daniel Ryan Tabor. Ashley Lynn Thayer. Tanya Amber Thomas. Andrea Brooke Tiller. Lindsay Elaine Townsend. Talisha Etina Leanne Trout. Kelly Lynn Valdez Garcia. Amanda Lee White. Brandy Nicole White. Cassandra Lee Williams. Diana Marie Williams. Courtney Michelle Wilson. Amber Claire Wood. Anna Rosa Zavala. Pal Kana.
All right, what do you think about them? Thank you, I agree. As a lifelong member of the United Methodist Church, I've been for most of my days an admirer of the words and deeds of the great John Wesley, the founder of Methodism. I'll leave you this morning with his words from the 18th century. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can.
I would like to thank Dr. Jenrette, Dr. Zimbauer, 12 Bucksworth, and the ETSU Wind Ensemble. Would also like to thank Mr. Fred Sossman, Executive Assistant to the President for University Relations, for so flawlessly announcing each graduate's name. The audience is now requested to stand and join in the singing of the alma mater, to be accompanied by 12 Bucksworth and the ETSU Wind Ensemble. Please remain standing for the recessional march. We respectfully request that you not come to the arena floor until the ceremony is concluded. Thank you and good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the East Tennessee State University graduating class for 2011.
Gary and Sagan. Thank y'all for coming. See, I can tell yours legs, buddy. Take mine, so you better provide one for me. I'll come to you. I was turning my head, so I don't know what came up. There's no more.